time for Crumpets and complaining with our friends from Woo. It's time to give Raw, SmackDown and Impact a review. It's time for laughs and gaffs and Mince is probably drunk again. We're all gonna make bad jokes and shut up Swerveface. It's gonna be a fun time over our TeamSpeak channel, yeah. We're gonna steal all the top jokes from Wikipedia. There's probably somebody on the channel with a hairdryer. It's a wrestling comedy podcast and shut up Swerveface. It's a fun time, it's hard to rhyme. Archive could do a better job, shut the fuck up Swerveface. Trick and Table of Japan, abused decoy sounds like he's on a tin can. TDA and Dave, shut the fuck up Swerveface. The 555555555555555555555555555555555555555555555.
Hello everybody, welcome to Crumpets and Complaining, episode 47, Boyal RumBo. I'm your host for today, Table of Japan, and with me...
Did you just say Tabo of Japan?
Yes, I did! I did! Thank you for picking up on
TiVo
it.
of Japan.
And with me we've got our big panel of Bo Dallas fans. First up we've got Bo's Dallas.
I'm the Iron Sheik. I bake you humble. I will fuck your ass at the Wrestle Rock Rumble.
And Sin Cara, I think we've got Aki Man Bo. I know how to make a pun on his name.
Akibo.
Change your name, damn it. Akibo.
Or Aki Dallas.
We've got our friend Bo Comania.
What did James Storm say to the Beavers when he stepped on their dam?
Go on.
About your damn.
We've also got the recorder of the show nowadays and crazy Dutch bastard Dave 1307.
I went to see Life of Pi today. I would give it a solid 3.14 out of 5.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Our Sin Cara is another Sin Cara, Kurt Bose. We've also got Net Jester. Say hello, Net Jester.
Insert puns here.
There we go. And we've also got Russo Bomix. Rubonomics, I know. Should have rehearsed this.
Yes.
We never rehearse, we do it all live.
Fuck it,
So
we'll do it
wait,
live.
in this chat we've got Vince Russo and Swerveface in the same podcast.
Yes.
I'm
And
scared.
together they shall book the greatest TNA Bound for Glory there ever was.
and
It's a giant.
Bones
Just gonna-
for glory.
Bones.
And it is a shame that Russo-tastic isn't here.
It's a shameful thing, lobster head. Anyway, Rusonomics, say hello. What
I
don't?
think Rusonomics is probably having a piss.
Meanwhile,
I'm
Falcomania can play
convinced
a
that-
hair dryer.
Next up,
Meanwhile,
we've
he
got...
didn't even finish.
I'm
Next up,
convinced
we
that, just like the Free Triple H thing, WWE 13, Swerveface, Rusonomics, and Rusomaniacs is actually the same person from different time zones.
Let me tell you something, all the Rusomaniacs over here, brother. I slammed the
Okay,
one
move
that
on,
Jim
move
called
on.
it.
you just said about me?
I'll have you know that I'm... No.
No. Let's-
I'll
Next
have you
up-
know that I am the only Rusonomics, mate.
Next
That
up,
sounded
we've
like
got...
a very
Sorry, I
distinguished
just
Nigel
had to
Thornberry.
go and provide tech support to my technophobic mother.
I see. Next up, we've got the man who's awkwardly not
A man.
made his name able to be
Bolashed.
punned on Bo. It's Slashed.
Bolashed.
Bolashed.
I guess roasted Brazil nuts will be more readily available at the moment.
I see what you
What?
did there. That was fucking clever.
I guess roasted Brazil nuts will be more readily available at the moment.
Damn
Yes.
it.
That's quite funny. Next
You know
up,
who
we've
didn't
got
like that joke? Bobo Brazil.
Bobo Brazil. Next up, we've got a man who's awkwardly made his name a pun.
A
and
man?
I was being generous. And a person whose name should always be prefixed with "shut up." It's Swerve Dallas.
To all those who received a book
Hey.
from me as a Christmas present, they are due back at the library today.
Merre, arre, arre.
Oh, no, let's calm down. Next up, we've got TPO. Oh,
Yes, that's right. I'm
Knobs is
100%
ready.
American, unlike the rest of you all, who are
Nope.
only at best 10%.
and that's the way I'd like to keep it. Next up is the Vibolator, who's in the chat. He says, "Hello everyone, before we start, may I read a note given to me before the show? It seems rather informative." Go on, I'll read it for you. "I would like to inform everyone that yesterday I took a shit. It stiffed my heart so hard and no salt to smash. Splash. So I decided that I was going to cut a shoot promo after everything was said and done. Sadly, however, when I went to do so, I learned to my dismay that my opportunity had been flushed away, leaving me in a really crappy mood. Swerveface. No. And last but not least,
Breather.
we've got
That was a shitty joke.
I know. This show's kind of crap. Next up, we've got Trick and A, which is a pun off TNA, but I like to think it stands for Trick, Not Active. It's Trick.
No, contrary to popular belief, my name actually stands for Trick Not Able.
I see. I'm sorry, you really took my,
Sexually.
So Trick, I have a question.
took my thunder.
Are
see,
you
give me your
like
thunder.
Are you like Draws after D'Lo got a hold of him? You're living
Oh,
in a
No,
wheelchair
I'm
now.
like Jesse
You
Sorensen
ain't gonna
after
get your sorry
Zima
ass out of
Ion.
the seat.
I'm more like Jesse Sorensen after he met Zima Ion.
Oh god. See that Ion's Asians and you're Asian, so that kind of goes in with it. First up, we start
Asians
with...
do
Marion's the Philippines.
Oh, by the
And why
way,
do you think the Philippines is in Asia?
Cardiff, I don't fucking know.
by the way, before we start
Buy
this,
a globe
if you hear any noises
or a
coming from
boob.
me, I'm playing
Please.
Mass Effect, so you just know there's nothing going on in my room.
Oh, stop playing Mass Effect then.
I'll let
No, I
everybody.
would-
I'll let our audience know now. We don't support slashed is nature of pirating games. Moving on.
The people
Not
at
inclined
Crumpets
but-
and Complaining would also like to say that we do not support EA, and Slash is now dead to us.
Yes. Next up, Raw. Of course, we start with Raw. Vicky Guerrero says she banned Rock from the ring, which was pointless, really.
Which utterly implies that later The Rock will be in the ring in some form.
But how will he get there? Keep listening to find out. They also announced Beat the Clock challenges, and Cena addresses the WWE Universe about the Royal Rumble, which was a segment
Oh god.
Oh
Rock-
boy, that's
Rock
gonna
must-
bring in the ratings.
Cena,
There's only one way. There's only one way for Rock to get into the ring when Vicky Guerrero's around. Through the meat curtains.
Oh.
Next up, we have our first Beat the Clock challenge of the night, which was Orton versus Cesaro. Orton
That's
won.
surprising.
Lol.
Out of nowhere.
Because I thought that
Wow.
the Beat the Clock challenge matches were going to be like 3 minutes long, like they have been every other year.
But then
Yeah.
again, it's 3 hours and squeeze more in.
That's true.
And
The
yet,
Or-
would he get an entrance?
Yes. Randy Orton won at 11
like with-
minutes 36.
Just like with Vicky, she's a little bit bigger, so you can squeeze more in.
Go home, TDA. Seriously. Be a
Go
star.
boom.
Go bone. But Boa
Go
star.
bone.
You can go harder, you can go boom.
Next up, Big Show versus Zack Ryder. At least he
Hey,
didn't
Zack
complain that
Ryder's
he weren't
on
on
Raw.
Raw.
You know who also wasn't Raw during this?
Who?
Brad Maddox.
Stupid sexy Brad.
Stupid
was
sexy
Stupid
Maddox.
sexy Maddox. He
In
jumped the rail, and then just like he jumped the rail, commentated the match, and then jumped the rail again.
And security didn't do a thing.
And security then security then had an aneurysm and just arrested Wes Briscoe out of nowhere.
Well, you know
The
the
At
thing
thing
least
is,
TNA
they
security
couldn't.
can
Yeah,
grab
well,
Garrett Bischoff.
you
The
know the
thing is,
thing.
they wouldn't have grabbed him because they were too busy. Weren't they too busy in the back dealing with somebody?
Right,
They're too
basically
busy
what
were.
taking
happened
funny
is
signs
so
off
Good
people.
point.
Although it's funny that you say that, they couldn't stop Brad Maddox, but TNA security managed to stop Eric Bischoff, even though he's part of the show.
Anyway,
Okay, now
Yes.
you're talking about WWE
He is.
security, and
This is
well,
not a fan. This is part of the entertainment.
trying to speak
The
here.
thing with Brad Maddox and the security is all he did was smile at them and they just left him alone.
Yes. Let's Swerveface
They were
go.
too distracted with their massive bonus to actually do anything.
Swerveface, please. What was your point?
You say that WWE security doesn't do anything. Well, just remember what happened with CM Punk and that fan.
That's a good point, Swerveface. Well done. Have a cookie.
Yeah.
There was that time where there was that time when Jerry Lawler's heart tried to escape and security managed to get it back in.
It's jumping the rail. God damn it! Catch it. Is Montreal though? So
It's going after a little girl. It's going after a little girl.
implying
She's 3 years old, for God's sakes.
implying Jerry Lawler ever gave his heart to a girl.
Weep, whoop. No, just a dick.
Give her the dick. Next
Give
up,
her the
in the
dick.
beat the clock
The
match,
D.
in a non-beat the clock match, oddly enough, Ryback versus Heath Slater.
Moving on.
Ryback won. Moving on. Yes. Rock was talking to the cops, and the policeman, the policeman nearest the camera, corpsed hard. What did we think of Rock talking to the police?
How did Vicky Guerrero manage to become chief of police?
My
Just
question
like,
is how did she manage to book the police in such a short amount of time?
The thing is, what they did, Vicky Guerrero went, because we know what the California police are like. She goes, "There's a black man trying to sneak into my show." And the police,
I'm thinking she spent hours ratting out whatever Eddie Guerrero used to do.
Then he stole this, then he lied, and then he stole something again. Then he cheated.
I'm just going to point this out. This Raw featured the police blocking out a black man on Martin Luther King Day. just gonna point that one out.
No. What happened is that we're not letting you in because you're black. Well, I'm Samoan. Okay, you can go in.
By the way,
Dave, I
about
just
the ticket.
realized something you said. I think it was Dave. Did you say that she ratted out the things Eddie Guerrero used to do?
Yeah.
Well, hasn't she done that with every powerful WWE superstar since she came around?
Anyway.
By the way, you're talking about Martin Luther King Day. WWE this week were promoting something called No Name Calling Week. Meanwhile, on Raw.
Well, if they save that to the ending
Shut up,
segment, because
Twinkle
that's very relevant to the ending segment. So save your point for then. Next up,
it's no
Write
name
it down
calling week,
for you.
biatch.
Biatch. Next up, we had CM Punk's promo, which was a good promo, like
The
always.
angels then cried, tears of pure semen.
And next Beat the Clock challenge featured Dolph Ziggler and versus The Miz. And Ziggler.
We all know Miz is a very good face, and he can do an incredible figure four.
No.
I know, yeah.
Oh,
Why?
that's terrible.
Why? It looked like
Wait, that was
It
a
looked like
figure
He's
four?
going to turn into the Nature Boy AJ Styles thing next, isn't he? He's going to start coming down with the huge robe, and he'll start putting highlights in his hair and talking about all the women he's banged and all the money he's got, and how he flies in Learjets and drives limousines, and the crowd's just going to be...
Or maybe
And
he can
Elbow
bring
drops
back
his
Maurice
jacket
now.
and blades copiously and has a son who doesn't do anything.
that figure four though. It looked like
And then he's going to be divorced 6 times and have fuck all money by the time he's 50.
Maybe Maurice can push his wheelchair.
that figure four though. That looked like the idiot love child of an Indian deathlock and a figure four. That wasn't even.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
I was imagining
Hey,
Biggie on the
Ric Flair used to call it. Ric Flair used to go on and on about Space Mountain. So what ride at Disney is the Miz going to name himself after?
I was thinking Biggie looking out on the outside, seeing the figure four leg lock. I want to do a figure 5 leg lock.
Five?
The figure,
Five.
And he wouldn't be
Mike-
able to do
Mike-
it.
the figure 4 that Miz did, it wasn't really a figure 4. It was kind of draping his legs awkwardly over Dicker's.
It was a figure 4. It was a figure 4 that you used to do as a kid, backyard wrestling.
Figures.
Figures.
LC
I
dub.
see what you did there.
Dub.
Next up, we had segments of the night, which was anger management graduation. What did we think about that?
I was crying.
Dr. Shelby got cheered.
I
Dr.
hope
Shelby got chanted.
yes,
I'm
Dr. Shelby.
crying of laughter during this segment. I love Daniel Bryan, I love Kane, I love everyone.
I was
love you
too
all.
dazzled to say anything.
It was very dazzling. I hope everyone in here hugged the nearest person to them.
I
didn't have anyone to hug.
The face when no one to hug.
I had no
my
screen. It was 3
I
a.m.
didn't fuck that shit.
And
Oh, it wasn't about fucking, it was about hugging.
You're the
Oh,
valid
God.
Victorian.
No, you're the Victorian.
That was just fantastic. And then we got Kate versus Alicia Fox, just because.
Next.
But did it end in under 5 minutes and with a
Was
roll
Alicia the heel this time?
No, it ended in the Awesome Spear.
Ended
Did
in
it
the
end in
awesome
under
spin.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
I thought.
No,
I
I
thought-
think no. We can't do Z.
Is that the
We already had an Orton match.
Netch, is that the sound you make when you fap?
I thought it was quite nice that Rihanna took time off her tour to wrestle Caitlyn. Next segment, we had Paul Heyman in the middle of the ring, and CM Punk in Paul Heyman's personal skybox. And of course, The Rock hatched a plan with the police officer to get in because one of the police officers had a spare ticket.
So
And of course, everybody knows that when you book a ticket to
I
see
like
a
to make a
WWE
point
show,
that The Rock stole the ticket that a guy bought to spend time with his family.
Yeah.
No, but basically everybody knows that when you buy a ticket, you can just walk into the backstage area, walk right down the stage, and get into the ring.
I plan on buying a ticket and taking full advantage of that perk.
Dave, what the fuck are you doing?
What would your
Unboxing.
This is a PG show, Dave.
Table?
Unboxing with God.
What would
right.
Table? What would be your NXT name then?
My NXT name.
Yeah.
Meat punch beef.
International
White.
furniture.
International
Nightstand
furniture.
of China.
Nightstand of China. No.
Hold on.
One
Guess
nightstand
what?
of
She puts in the
China.
nightstand.
God damn it.
Hold on. On the internet, like
I hate
everything
you all.
else, there is an NXT rookie name generator.
I see.
I will have Dinkus Rowlier.
Okay, whilst
None
we
of
do that,
you will ever beat Hans Holocaust.
yes, we will.
That's Holocaust, yes.
Next up, well, CM Rock came out.
Just like
and-
nobody will ever beat Chris Benoit's series of unfortunate events.
Yes, Rock quoted Martin Luther King saying he was free at last, free at last. Good God Almighty, we're free at last, by God, good God. Stone Cold, Stone Cold.
Birdie,
You
delicious,
smell what Rey
birdie,
Mysterio was cooking.
delicious Skittles.
Yes, and then the Shield attacked.
Oh, was this the one where we started splitting blood?
Yes, this looked
Yes.
awesome. They
This
really
was
should.
That was great.
They really should have ended the show with this.
Well, no, we're going to
Nope.
get to,
End it with Cena.
we're gonna muff wild.
Big Hyman. Heathcliff Chowder.
Right, I'm gonna move on. Then we got the last Beat the Clock challenge. Sheamus versus Wade Barrett. Time to beat is 10:56.
Hulkamania.
It's
Yes.
Raw. It's Raw.
No, it's Raw. I'm sorry.
It's Raw. No swerve face. Bad. Sit in the corner.
I can do my impression of a screaming Lauren Layok though.
I'll do.
I'll tell you
What
what,
was
Swerve face.
that?
Swerve face. So
That was a screaming Lauren Layok.
Swerveface, to make up for the lack of hairdryer on Raw, I'll do an impression of the crowd during Sheamus's entrance.
Wow, that was really good.
Oh, thank you.
Best crowd reaction ever.
Best crowd, most accurate.
That ended rather similar to Vladimir Kozlov's thing as well.
Yeah, I've been practicing that all week.
And it's ended like test.
Anyway, Sheamus hit the bro kick with 2 seconds left, but there wasn't enough time because Ziggler interfered.
It's time.
And Vicky wasn't happy and said, and Ziggler wanted to pick 30, but Vicky says, yeah, I got the choice between number 1 and number 2.
The ultimate swift.
Now, this makes sense because, yeah, he's the in character-wise because he shit on Vicky Guerrero and stuff. But then again, that then proves the previous 3 matches they've had in the whole episode just pointless. And like, I can see how it works, but
it was just
logic.
It's gonna help Ziggler though, because he's gonna be the one that lasts about 46 minutes or whatever, then gets eliminated by the Great Khali in 5 seconds.
The Big Show, I think.
What I reckon is going to happen is that Ziggler's going to enter number 1, but then John Cena's going to enter number 2 and throw him out straight away.
Oh God, why?
Yep. Next up,
either that or he gets eliminated, but Big E catches him and throws him back in.
No, I'd like to see Big E carry him for the whole match.
Ziggler's about to get eliminated. Big E just picks him up for the entirety of the rest of the match and then plops him in when there was the last person.
Yeah. Next up, we had CM Punk bumping into Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon banning the Shield interfering, and if the Shield interferes, Punk will be stripped of the title. But instead, Vince didn't say this.
Get it right.
If
Punk interferes, Punk will be stripped of the title.
I know.
No, get it right. If The Rock interferes, The Rock will be stripped of the title.
I would like to see that. The match rings and CM Punk throws a punch and Vince McMahon comes out. I told you I'd strip you, damn it. I can't do a Vince McMahon.
I found the crowd react. I found the instead of the hairdryer for Raw for Sheamus, I found this instead.
What the hell is that? What the hell is that?
That's Sheamus's best fan saying "fella" into a camera extremely creepily.
I thought it was
really?
Yep, that's Noira Leo.
Anyway, moving on, we had our last match of the night, which was a match between the World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio and Tensai.
Ding dong bow, end of
match
by an India.
Swerveface.
Pretty good match.
Dong Jabu.
Showed Alberto Del Rio's strength.
Yes.
And his flexibility with the movesault.
Yes.
Alberto Del Rio.
Next up, we had the announcement of the second Hall of Fame inductee, Bob Backlund.
Yay!
Oh, God's speech is going to be
I've got one more
mental.
run left in me. Got one more run. No, I haven't. Sorry.
I'm sleepy.
And then next up, we have the main
event. The question
event.
is though, are we going to get normal Bob Backlund, or are we going to get insane Bob Backlund?
They're the same thing as normal Bob Backlund.
They're the same person.
I hope we just.
I agree, Violator. He is a deserving person to get it. I've wanted to see him in the Hall of Fame for years now, since the WWE started making it a big deal on TV. Next up, we had the main event, and we got Rapado.
Rapado, oh my God.
Next,
what do you do on a Sunday? Oh, you do your homework.
Up and down.
You're pissed.
So, everyone.
And you.
So, Swerveface, it's Sunday today. What do? You probably play some video games. You probably.
You can't afford them.
He pirates some video games.
I am not some video games.
To be honest, I don't think anyone but me can afford video games in this room.
Yeah, Slash, what do you do on Sundays? You probably rob a shop, do some drugs under the bridge.
Whatever you do in Scotland.
Stab a couple of times.
Scotland! Christ, your radar is off.
No, I just play PS3 and eat my Sunday dinner.
Where's Mint?
Eat me Sunday
No.
roast, mate.
What do you think where he is?
Is it the
In the
pub?
pub.
It's the
He's in
Sunday.
Rusty Firefly.
Yeah, and besides, Cena's promo was shit. He made jokes. He got on a few audience members because Swerveface, what was the week called? And what was your point you were going to make it? Now's the time.
WWE were promoting No Name Calling Week, however, just like they promote Be a Star and Glad, there's always something that doesn't go to plan.
So
Faggot.
this week's no name calling week, Swerveface.
Yeah.
You're a dick,
Faggot.
Swerveface.
No.
At Michael Cole, faggot. Oh, sorry, Josh Matthews.
Shut up, sir.
Okay, anyway.
Anyway, then we had the typical everyone comes out and the show ends with a big scuffle in the ring to sell the Rumble. I have to say this segment was a combination of creators thinking, oh shit, we haven't announced enough participants for the Rumble match, and oh shit, we need to give Cena something to do.
For once,
And
just
even
for once,
now,
I
the
would like to
Rumble's
see them
tonight.
make it all the way to number 30 without one elimination. And then the elimination.
I'd love to see that.
That's brilliant booking.
The minute number 30 hits, 19 goes over the rope.
Everyone's just like, it's like an earthquake happens. It just goes boom, and everyone just flies out the ring.
You know what? Do you know how I would have done it? How I would have booked Raw? I would have had the Brawl on first and the Cena promo on first, and then had Rock.
That would have been a better idea.
And then have Rock spitting blood to finish it. Because then you could have like put loads of stuff into it. Because you could have had maybe Vicky Guerrero could have said like, oh no, we're not letting the Rock in for his own protection or something, or CM Punk's got a skybox to stop being in the brawl of it. I just thought that's the way I would have done it.
Yeah, it was
no,
odd,
but the police gotta be the heroes.
Boo, police. It was no.
odd.
Boo, law enforcement. They're keeping everything safe for us. Fuck them.
Would have been nice if they turned it into a tag team match player.
I wouldn't have had Cena's promo on first, because if I saw that Cena promo turning on Raw, I probably would have turned it straight off, went to bed, crying in the corner, wishing tomorrow never came because of the horrors I've just seen. No, but seriously, let's ratings. Abuse decoy wherever you are.
It's blow a man tit now, okay?
Oh, you blow him tit.
Yes,
blow,
and I'll give that.
Blow a man tit.
Yes. I will give that a 10 out of 10 until the Cena promo, which I give -5 bears.
-5 bears.
5.
Bokamania, your Raw rating for this week, please. Please respond. No? Okay. Dave?
3.14 out of 5. I'm milking this joke for all it's worth.
Oh, fair enough.
I missed my cue.
All right then. We'll edit this in post.
No, we won't.
No,
Hey, ball that cue, you big dummy.
Bokamania, your Raw rating this week.
Well, to put this Raw rating in perspective, I set up my clock to just to like 12:30 so I could get some sleep and then wake up and watch Raw. I woke up at 12:30 and thought, oh, which one is it tonight? Oh yeah, it's the Go Home episode from Royal Rumble, and went back to sleep. So
I don't blame you.
So, but nevertheless, I watched it afterwards and I'd give it, apart from the Cena promo, 8 out of 10. During the Cena promo, oh my god, kill me out of 10.
Kurt, if you want to type your rating in the chat, we'll go on to Netchester. Your Raw rating, please.
He says, it's shit out of 10.
Yes, I was just waiting for Netchester to go, but hey, we'll do it there. Okay, Rusno, if you want to give your Raw rating for this week.
I'd give it an 8, but when Cena came out and talked, I turned it off, went outside, hung myself 3 times, and stabbed a small child.
Don't you mean you killed a family member then hang yourself?
Not hanging himself 5 times.
No, slash.
This will be Rusno.
No, I'm like DDP, 3 times.
Wait, Rusonomics, did you put the dogs in the enclosed pool area?
I don't have any dogs.
Did you put
Cats.
anyone else's dogs in
Did you
there?
put something in
I
an
locked the
enclosed
cats in the
something?
room though, so.
Slash your raw rating, please.
7.5 out of Y, that promo.
Okay. Swerve?
It's been all.
Cena wins LOL at Royal Rumble out of 10.
That's not a proper rating, Swerveface. Behave.
Well, just think.
TBO?
Just think of the TNA ratings when nobody really gives a rating or so yeah.
Okay.
I'll give
Yeah,
So a
everything.
1.1.
I would give the show an 8 out of 10, but that Cena promo drags it down. I gotta give it a 5.
5.
5.
5.
5. 5.
Vibe later. If you want to type in the chat, we'll move on to Trick and A. Oh, for fuck's sake. Not even reading that. Fuck off. Trick and A.
12,122,571 out of 10. It had fucking Dean Ambrose and The Rock on it, and they fucking interacted.
That's fair enough.
So say it's violated.
Gotta say, right? If you told me a year ago that John Moxley, Tyler Black, and The Rock's third cousin twice removed would be in a main event angle on the WWE, I would have laughed in your face.
Living the dream, man. We're living the dream.
Along with The
Until
Rock.
Cena wins the Rumble tonight.
Along with The Rock preparing to face a 400+ day champion CM Punk.
Yes. Trick, if you want to give a quick rating.
5 out of 5. Black guy arrested on Martin Luther King Day.
Yay. That deserves net jester. We'll come back to you now if you want to give a rating.
I'd give it to average 6 out of 10.
I can't believe I'm interacting with a fucking robot. This isn't in my contract.
I'm all for this stuff.
No
Or
one
would you rather he was a Muppet?
You fucking what, mate?
Yay!
He'll beat you down with his robots.
That's a rest
So, one
something,
of us
surely.
looks like a robot, one of us sounds like a robot.
By their
One of
powers
them wants
combined.
robotic legs.
Now, Chester, do you have an actual...
Zoidberg.
Do you have a human voice?
That is a human voice. Anyway, we'll move on to our Impact.
Oh.
Our Impact reviewer. This time, last week we had Russo-tastic. This time we've got his father, Russo-nomics.
I tell you what, I'm really disappointed in my son because he's just being absolutely terrible on this.
Son, I am disappointed. Sorry to reference old memes.
But anyway, yes, Impact Wrestling, the premier wrestling show on Spike TV, the only wrestling show on Spike TV, so it's number 1 by default.
It
opens up with, what the fuck, a page has just disappeared. Oh.
Well, this sounds like a great Impact.
No, it says like TNA production.
Yep, I
It
just
starts
botched
with,
huge.
it starts
Right,
with Hulk
okay,
Hogan running
ladies
to the
and
ring. Where the
gentlemen.
fuck's my page gone?
Ladies and gentlemen, Swerveface, shut up. Right, we open up with Taz giving his reasoning behind joining the Aces and Ace. So, what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about his reasoning behind joining the Biker Gang of Doom?
I think it's hot in here.
Yeah, I think his only reasoning was he was getting too hot on his t-shirt. That's it. He doesn't actually care about the group. He was just hot.
He just wanted a vet.
He bought it from the second-hand shop after what the prospect, what's his name, Steve Boyal, was attacked in my face.
Did you know that
it was a bit small, but still.
Second-hand shop gave discounts to former WWE employees that currently work on TNA.
Yes.
You should text Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam dubbings.
A Van Dam shop. Isn't that just a dealer in a back alley?
Anyway, he says that he enjoys working for a higher power, so, do you reckon it's going to be Jeff Jarrett going, it's me, Slapnuts, it's me all along, or is it going to be something else?
Hogan turns out to be the one who raped Brooke.
It's
wait, this is real life.
The leader of Aces and Eights is Scott Hall.
Yes.
Okay, moving on, we have the hype video for one half of the World Tag Team Champions of the World, Christopher Daniels. Then they have a huge homoerotic promo with Frankie Kazarian slagging off Jeff Hardy.
Really?
Kazarian doing the licensed manager
sorry,
gimmick.
did you just say one half of the tag team champions? I'm sure the Eddie Guerrero tribute show are the tag team champions.
No, shut up, Swerve. Shut up, Swerve. Right. They, no matter what, they don't have a belt, but they're still the world tag team champions of the world.
In my
They're
heart.
still the me, damn it!
They're still tag team champions. I just thought of something dead random now. I'm going to share
What?
because fuck it. What if Kazarian got a gimmick? Frankie Caesarian.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. I don't know how my brain works sometimes.
That was terrible.
I don't know how your brain works.
It'd be TNA, an abortion. What? No,
An abortion
let's stop.
I couldn't save.
Yes.
Anyway,
go on,
that
Russo.
was terrible. That
That
was
was
terrible.
terrible.
Speaking of
I
terrible,
apologise.
shut up. Speaking of terrible, we have Tara versus Velvet Sky for the Knockout Championship, which lasted, according to 411 Mania, 9 minutes and 39 seconds.
Oh,
Of course,
nearly
Velvet
two
lost.
times longer than a Divas match.
Oh, it lasted just as long as a Divas match. I mean, what did anybody actually watch it?
No.
I went
But
to
I
the
didn't
toilet.
watch the entire show.
I didn't watch. I watch it when it comes on Challenge because I really can't be bothered to stay up all night and watch TNA.
You mean you don't at least download it on a Friday morning like everyone else does?
We
Wow.
hear Crumpets and
I'm
complaints.
not wasting hard drive space on TNA.
We review Impact and don't watch SmackDown at all. We hardly
do not-
mention SmackDown.
We do
We have
not condone the ultra cool crime of pirating using sites like Extreme Wrestling Torrents.
Slashed.
Other websites
Or
are
Pro
Also,
Wrestling
we just
Torrents.
hate the color blue. We just hate blue, that's it.
No, I can't torrent anything because my
Blue is
internet
not
service provider has blocked Pirate Bay.
Slashed. Please.
Blue is
Pirate
not a creative color.
I can actually
Let's
help
go.
you with that.
Russo, if you want to continue, our...
Hello. Right. Next we got Kenny King being all cocky and everything to Zima Ryan. He called Zima Ryan Goku a couple of times. And then Joseph Park comes to the ring with his LA Law theme music and says that he's going to be challenging someone at Open Fight Night next week. So who do you reckon it's going to be?
Obesity.
The Law.
The Rock.
I thought the law won.
I actually know this.
From
Someone
Dunkin'
got my
Donuts
class.
in
Someone
the
got my
great
class
state of
reference.
obesity.
Yeah, there's Swerve. The Rock. He calls out The Rock and he comes out with maybe the WWE Championship if he wins.
Anyway, next up we've got hey, I'm RVD and all I do is point at myself and slow plodding Christian York versus Kenny King and Zima Ryan. Basically
guess
the
who
whole
wins.
match is just RVD being RVD and Christian York being slow. And then Kenny King... No. Hang on, I fucked up there. Oh no, Zima Ryan and Kenny King pick up the win.
What?
Wait, what?
Jesus.
At least tell me Christian York took the fall.
Yeah, Zima Ryan.
Oh, good.
Christ.
Heart attack over.
And then
So
they do that
speaking
sort of we're tag team partners and we don't get along thing. Pretty much exactly what Aries and Rude are doing, but with two X Division guys.
I
And
would just
then-
like to say, speaking of Christian York, I don't know if anybody has noticed or not, but his profile has been removed from TNA's roster page.
Oh,
So he's
God.
back.
Look like a cheap version of Raven anyway.
You're sort of like the
There is-
bastard love
is he
child of
gone?
Raven and Tyler Rex.
He needs
thought
to
he
be
was
gone.
like-
He's
RVD
I
went
thought he
to
was
Hogan.
just
He
the
was
bastard version of Tyler Rex. Full stop.
I thought the bastard child of Tyler Rex and Raven was 2010 Matt Hardy.
Well, what I think is RVD went to Hogan or Dixie or Bischoff and he said, "Yo, I'm the only ECW original on your damn roster. Damn it, get rid of him."
But what about Bully and Taz?
And Devon.
Well, you know,
Taz.
who gives a crap really?
It's Taz.
Hogan sure doesn't.
Hogan never does. Let's move
Speaking
on.
of Hogan,
You know, they should have kept the Brother Devon and Brother Ray names, because Hogan just called them brother. Repeatedly.
Brother,
Listen
brother,
here, brother.
Listen here, brother, Devon.
Thank God,
Anyway.
I failed segue about 9 times now, but I'll carry on.
Segue.
Speaking of Hogan's,
I fell off one of
Bully
those one
Ray
time.
and Brooke Hogan next come in, and Taz goes, he has to take a phone call and buggers off somewhere. Bully Ray comes
Dad, my
down,
tits
talks
are
about the
hanging out.
woman of his dreams and how he
And how
loves
he-
her and all that bollocks and ruins the wedding. And then he gets Sting to come down to talk to Hulk Hogan because Bully Ray can't seem to fight his own battles anymore.
The thing is, Brooke Hogan's the woman of my dreams. Just most of them dreams are nightmares.
They're broken
Boobs.
dreams.
Boobs.
My
Daddy,
tits
my-
are hanging out.
She screamed that on TV.
I know! I've never
Wait.
heard that scream.
Okay.
Guys.
Okay. Well. So I had a dress malfunction. Well, I know how to cover it up. Oh no, my boobs fell out! Everybody, look at how they fell out!
Look at
Implying that wasn't planned.
Go talk to Bully.
Look at how wonky they are, guys. Please look.
One of them's 3 sizes bigger than the other.
My bod, please respond.
And the nipples are asymmetrical.
The least symmetrical person in professional wrestling.
'Cause, yeah, and I'm doing this segment, so fuck you. Bully begs Hulk to lift the suspension. Sting comes out and says that Hulk had better reinstate his new son-in-law, Bully Ray, and the segment just awkwardly ends.
I hope this angle would awkwardly end.
So do I. Let's keep going.
The best thing in TNA, Austin Aries and Bobby Roode are backstage trying to argue over who gets to fight Hernandez and who doesn't, so which one would be the better benefit? This is where you come in.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I saw that. Because usually Swerveface does these reviews and I just stop paying attention.
I have literally no comment on that segment.
What?
What half of
Speaking of things that don't deserve comments.
Actually, I have a comment on it. When
Him
did this
before fuck Jesse
whole
Goddard's.
Aries Rude tag team thing start developing?
Wet Dream Team.
No, it was when they teamed up to beat Jeff Hardy, I think.
Yeah.
In that triple threat match.
Anyway,
yeah, that's what happened.
Yes.
Anyway, speaking of things that don't deserve comment, Jeff Hardy's walking backstage, talking to himself, talking about creatures, talking about flying high, talking about being high.
In a monologue.
Tells Christopher Daniels that he better make the most of his opportunity tonight because he's not going to win because he's not Jeff Hardy.
Is it a monologue
And then
again?
we have Hernandez versus Bobby Roode with a lot of stuff that happens. And then Austin Aries comes out to try and save Bobby Roode, and then they argue before Chavo Guerrero comes in to save the day, remind everybody that Eddie Guerrero is his uncle, points to the sky a couple of times, and then Bobby Roode beats Hernandez with the most devastating move ever, the Bulldog.
Oh God.
Then again,
Yeah, for the first time in about years, somebody's won with the Bulldog.
Then again, there was that time once when AJ Styles jobbed clean to Hernandez with a hip toss.
Oh
Yeah, I
God.
remember somebody getting beaten with a clothesline once as well.
That happens all the time in Japan, to be fair now. With Okada.
Anyway, next we have you're in the Aces and Eights clubhouse, and Mr. Anderson, who has been challenged by Kurt Angle to be in a steel cage match in Manchester, of all places.
Hey.
No offense, slashed. Anderson tells a bunch of hookers to be quiet because they're being loud. Devon then tells Anderson to relax and have a drink because they got a battle plan for next week, and we all know what that is.
Spoilers, but don't say spoilers.
Yeah, well, we all know, apart from Table of
So
Contents,
wait,
who
are
doesn't
they
read
having
spoilers because
like
he's a freak.
2 shows about two shows of TNA in Manchester and 2 in London, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is correct. So everyone in Manchester is just going to be, oh fucking hell, this wrestling's fucking awesome.
Fucking still keep.
And then everyone in London's going to be, fucking hell, it's wrestling fucking awesome.
Fucking so
TNA
cockney.
outside the Impact Zone.
But
Do you want to hear
look at this
Hogan
wrestling,
being
it's
booed?
fucking awesome.
Funny story, when I was
let
at
me
the...
speak.
Fine.
Do
Go
you
ahead.
want to hear Brooke Hogan being booed? And Garrett
Yes.
Bischoff being booed?
You won't hear Brooke
And
Hogan
people
or Garrett
shitting
being
on
booed.
Jesse's daughter. Unleash the
Because
hair
I've heard
dryer.
right out of it.
Do you want to see TNA with an actual crowd instead of
Yes.
one or two
No.
people? Then actually come and watch TNA next week and for the next 4 weeks instead of.
Oh my god, Swift. You're actively telling people to watch TNA. We've got to get.
You're making me want to sleep.
No,
Swerveface has finally got
basically
insane.
the plan is like, it's
batshit
actually
crazy.
worth watching.
Okay. Russo,
Anyway,
if-
let's get
Okay, Swerve.
Impact out of the way so I can stop talking because
Yes.
I'm drunk as hell. Right. Jeff Hardy, main event, Jeff Hardy versus Christopher Daniels with Frankie Kazarian for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship of the World.
Keeping Hardy
Jeff
stoned.
Hardy's being all American and clapping, and Jeff Hardy wins, of course, because he's Jeff fucking Hardy. And then after the match, Taz comes out, says something about the Aces and Eights, and then the Aces and Eights do one hit with the hammer to the knee. Jeff Hardy, I think, grabs the wrong knee and then disappears into a cloud of smoke. And that's the end of the show.
You want to go?
So that's why
I
we
get
didn't
a
go to
full
England.
17.5 out of 3.
Yes. You want to do ratings? Let's go down.
1.1.
Lower Mantis.
Lower Mandit shall give this TNA Impact Wrestling a 0.2 out of 1.
Oh, so 2 out of 10.
Doesn't,
Fox net ratings.
it doesn't even deserve to be rated out of 10, it was that shit.
Smack
Bogomania?
at it.
Rating? Oh, I miss your cue again. Dave. Oh, there he is.
Didn't watch, lol.
Dave 1307.
Lol, UK fans paid for Jeff Hardy and didn't get any out of 10.
Kurt Bowes. Just typing in the chat. Russo, if you want to give your rating again for TNA.
Well, seeing as I actually watched the show, really, it was an okay show. It wasn't awful, it wasn't good, it was just sort of there. So, probably about 6 out of 10.
Slashed.
Didn't watch out of 10.
Swerve. Okay, moving on. No,
No,
Swerve.
no. I will say
5.
just watch next week out of 10.
Thanks, Swerveface, for the plug. Kurt says, what do you call a dancing TNA wrestler? Kurt Fandangle. God damn it, Go away. That was worse than some of my puns. TBO. Your Impact rating.
I'll give it about a 5.7.
5.
And Violator, if you want to give it a rating. Oh, 2 out of 10 half-assed effort. Fair enough. And Trick and A.
Didn't watch, but it sounded good.
Okay.
Anyway,
Shut up, Swerveface.
Royal Rumble predictions and
Can I do? I typed in earlier. I was going to go
I'm
do
sorry,
NXT.
did Swerveface just interrupt
Yes.
me?
Swerveface, don't interrupt Rick. Shut up, Swerveface.
But it sounded good, but when I watched it, it was bad. So, putting it out of 5.
Hulkamania, what did you want to
I said in the chat earlier that I'm going to do NXT review.
Okay, quickly
After
do
Royal
NXT.
Rumble.
No, NXT came first in a week.
Royal
No.
Rumble hasn't happened yet, so you can't review it.
So
It's
start off.
prediction.
Shut up.
Shut up,
We start
Swerveface.
off with
Predict you.
So we start off with HBK and his bald spot hiding hat in the ring, as he announces that we're going to have a TNA, not TNA, an NXT tag team tournament with belts that actually look better than the real tag team belts.
I know.
But the first match is the Wyatt family versus team still employed of Percy Jackson and Percy Watson and Yoshitatsu. Wyatt family just easily get the win. Then we have a segment with Corey Graves. I think this was it. The segment with Corey Graves.
Isn't Corey Graves Pac?
No.
Adrian Neville.
Corey Graves.
Is the Miz.
Corey Graves. I'm just gonna keep saying Corey Graves until forget it.
Corey Graves.
Corey Graves, Dusty Rhodes, and
who?
Dusty Rhodes, the general manager of NXT, and
let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something about NXT, man. NXT, when you get hired from somewhere else to have to come to NXT, brother, that's hard time. We make sure it's hard time. That's why we hired the Mont. We had to get rid of him though. I think he's a little bit on the fruity side of things.
Okay. Also, for some reason, Alex Riley and Derek Bateman turn up. Alex Riley calls him a frog, and Derek Bateman sings circus music.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we have Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox.
Sasha Banks, cousin of Snoop Dogg. If you want a little bit of trivia, which is one of the most random pieces I've ever heard. But still.
Cheers, Regal. Sasha Banks is related to Snoop Lion Dog.
What?
Oh yes, I'm great. He says I'm also.
I'm sorry, but there's more chance of Alicia Fox being related to Snoop Dogg.
Alicia Fox is related to Sasha Banks. All black women are related in America.
The match ends in 3 minutes in a roll up, and they're trying to push it.
So
as an
in
upset.
3 minutes.
And they're trying to push it as an upset, even though Alicia Fox hasn't won in many years. Next up we have Corey Graves. We have Corey. Yeah.
No.
Go ahead.
Regal said that Alicia has the best bridge he's ever seen.
Really?
It's a decent bridge, but I wouldn't go that far.
Maybe he mistook the word for bridge for something else. Oh well. Now we have Corey Graves versus Jake Carter, which they used to be a tag team in FCW.
They were FCW tag champs.
Yeah. What was the reason for them splitting up that Regal said?
Can't remember actually.
I think that he said something like they're now banned from every theme park in America.
I guess
That's
that means,
Orlando,
I guess
Florida.
That means, they're fucked if they want to go to TNA then.
Okay.
Okay, Corey Graves wins, and he says he's going to go over after the NXT title after the Shield screwed it out of him the previous week. Screwed it out of him? Screwed him. Ugh.
Oh, I bet they did.
Then we have another match in the NXT tournament for the tag team championships. We have Adrian Neville and Oliver Gray versus 3MB.
Adrian Neville.
Adrian Neville and Oliver Gray are just.
I would have called him Alan Gascoigne. Because you know he's from Castle.
Joey Barton.
Joey Barton.
Adrian Neville is amazing. Oliver Gray is better than expected. And,
Oliver Gray used to wrestle in my local indie.
He did?
So wait, who is?
He's wrestled all over the UK.
Who is Corey
Joe
Graves in
Redmond.
Indies?
Corey Graves was no one. I think.
Corey
He
Graves
was
was
nobody, and then he
James
suddenly
Keaton,
turned
wasn't
up at NXT.
No, well, Oliver Gray was Joel Redman on the UK independent scene.
I know
Graves
who he is.
Sterling
He
James
teamed up
Keenan.
with Yestin Reese, didn't he?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, I love them. They were brilliant.
Anyway, Adrian Neville hits the.
Anyway.
Sorry, this is hung over me. Shut up.
Adrian Neville hit the British Airways, mate, and he went for the 1, 2, 3.
Oh you!
Yeah, he hit that.
I'm gonna turn around and jump on you.
Fun fact about Adrian Neville.
Always will land on your fucking head, what?
Fun fact about Adrian. Fun fact about Adrian Neville. He's still signing on the dole in Newcastle.
He lives in a council with windows with bars over them.
Wow.
So he doesn't jump over.
Doesn't he just live in the sky?
Yeah, gravity. You forgot. About
Yeah, but push. Anyway, Adrian Neville, Oliver Gray are just massively over, and they win.
Yes.
And crowd pops big. Then we have our main event of the evening, Big E Langston versus Axel Keegan, which finishes in under a minute.
Yay.
It's a non-title match, but then they.
Cost a fucking time match.
But then he goes to hit the big finish again, but then suddenly Conor O'Brien appears on the Titantron.
Big ending. The big ending.
Oh shit, it's Twilight.
Conor, my friend, was arrested, Brian, and he says, and they're repackaging him as the Ascension.
I like how they're doing that. Because if you notice it,
Alex Shane is so pissed off that they nicked the Ascension name from him.
Yes.
But if you think about it, there was the Ascension staple in FCW, which had like Ricardo Rodriguez and.
Wasn't it Ricardo Rodriguez and Epico?
Yeah, it was.
And
then you got it moves down to NXT, and you just got two guys like Kenneth Cameron or something, and then Kenneth the only
Cameron.
one left. Yeah, at the end, the only one left you've got is Conor O'Brien, and the true Ascension is the one that's the one left.
Which is pretty cool.
It is. Anyway.
Yeah, and I like the gimmick, and I'm ashamed to see it go. So it's great that they're just repackaging him as a singles because I like it. Anyway, he goes on and says he's going to get the NXT title. Blah blah. Big E hits his finisher 3 times for the crowd.
Not five.
Not five.
Every
Not
time.
5.
No, unfortunately not.
15.
15.
Big E is still over, despite the heel turn on WWE, and then there's some jets and stuff, and it finishes.
Okay.
And then NXT is still good.
I like how they're trying to
Yay!
It's like NXT is a different universe kind of thing to the actual WWE because like they've got Big E as a face there, but then he's a heel in WWE, and he's just the commentators are playing it off as like, oh, he can do what he wants in this company while he does it in the other, and that's really cool.
Well, the problem really is that NXT's taped to do 4 shows in one night, which perhaps because the NXT arena is always full now, maybe they should just do what TNA used to do and do it 2 nights or something.
Yeah, anyway, speaking of NXT, shut up, Swerveface. Speaking of NXT, of course, in the NXT Fan Fest, Mr. Bo Dallas won an 8-man tournament to enter the Royal Rumble.
Did you see how he won? Did you see how he won?
They're not doing, they're saying
They're not saying boo,
they're saying
boo.
They're saying Bowens.
He won with a hit. He won with a hit toss power slam.
You're joking.
No,
have you not seen it?
He didn't win with the spear, what the fuck?
Didn't win with a running hook.
They put it up on the YouTube thing, and he does a hit toss into a power slam and pins Leo Kruger with it.
Anyway, we'll run through
the fact
at
that it was
least
Leo
his
Kruger
running.
annoyed
At least it wasn't the running hug.
Yes, we'll run through these quickly. Shut up, Swerveface.
No, I'm going to do it. Iron Sheik says...
Iron Sheik is next.
No, wait.
Shut up,
Guys, let Swerveface talk, because I haven't got enough
We're doing
antidepressants
this
to
segment
send to him.
now, then one Iron Sheik tweet, then the ending segment. That's how it works.
Yes.
I'm going to combine it because it's...
Yes.
No, we're not going to combine it.
Going to combine
Let him do it.
Shut up.
It's the smiling happy world.
Shut up, Swerveface.
Let him do it.
Smiling happy
No, let him do
things.
it.
I love you.
Yeah,
You
again.
love me.
Okay.
And he's
We're
got
a happy
Swerveface is fucked up.
family.
Yes, anyway, Rumble predictions. First match, United States Championship match. Antonio Cesaro versus The Miz. What do we think?
I think that Cesaro will win.
Cesaro,
I hope
hoping.
that Cesaro will win.
I hope that Cesaro will win. Miz will just make him tap out.
Yes. Anyway, our next match is Team Hell No versus the Road Scholars for the Tag Championships.
Road Scholars.
No, I think Hell No are going to retain.
No. Hell No, surely, I think.
Yeah, I think Hell No are going to retain.
World Heavyweight Championship match, which is last man standing, Big Show versus Del Rio.
Del Rio.
Oh, Del Rio wins.
Del Rio.
Yeah,
Del Rio.
Del Rio wins by running over Big Show, then Ziggler cashes in.
Yes, I'd like that.
Yeah.
The Royal Rumble match itself.
Cena wins all.
Cena wins all.
Cena wins all.
Something tells me,
John Morrison wins
Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas.
Oh, you don't know
that. The rookie has done it. The dream has come true.
Smiles. Anyway, and last but not least, the WWE Championship match, Rock and Punk. I'm going for Punk.
I don't.
Rock wins, lol.
I do not mind
I
either
have
way
no
because
idea.
it's going to be an amazing match.
Yeah, same. I've been excited for the past week about this. I'm really, really excited. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited. If you haven't watched it already, check out Tri-Moon's promo video for the feud.
Oh,
so good.
That was amazing. I'm getting goosebumps.
It's better than every single other fan promo I've ever seen because he makes it more based on the story and he makes it more based on the. Because I've seen loads of promo videos, like fan ones, which they're like, "Oh, CM Punk, the big hero," but but this one just really emphasizes how good of a bad guy he is. Well, yeah.
Yes. Anyway, because of that, we're moving on to our ending segment, Swerveface. If celebrities entered the Rumble, what would happen?
Yeah, as usual,
I'd
can't
knock
do
him out.
anything.
Well, Drew Carey would. Oh wait.
You just said fuck table, so there we go. Anyway, I'm going to predict a bold statement that a celebrity that we're going to see in the Rumble, we're going to see celebrity actor Dwayne Johnson.
No, that is just dirt sheets. That is pure and utter dirt sheets. The internet is full of shit.
I believe Joey Essex. I believe Joey Essex is gonna
talk.
But Slash is talking.
Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, I believe Joey Essex is gonna enter the Rumble and win.
Joey who?
Joey Essex.
Exactly.
He's off. Only way is Essex. Only way is Essex.
What?
Oh, none of you are English and get my joke.
We are English, it's just that no one wants to speak like the only way.
You're the only retard that watches.
Let me talk! Let me talk!
No!
Let me talk!
Go home!
Let me talk!
Go home!
Shut up, Slash Face.
Any more celebrities?
Be a star, Luke. Be a star.
I
Show
heard.
tolerance and
I heard
he's from
Charlie Sheen is
Manchester.
going
Leave
to
him
enter the
alone.
Rumble. Charlie Sheen is going to enter the Rumble and eliminate Daniel Bryan.
Charlie.
And then Kane is going to kill him.
Okay, this is how we're going to do it.
Shut up, Swerveface.
We're not discussing how we're going to do the show during
shut
the
up.
show.
Shut up, Swerveface.
No, this is
Shut up,
part of
Swerveface.
this. No, this is part of the
Shut up,
segment.
Swerveface.
This is
Oh,
part of the segment.
really shut up, all of you.
Let him said this is part of whatever. If it goes alright, I'll just mute him.
Can we get security to escort Swerveface out of the building?
Shut up.
Oh, fucking hell, I am losing my shit here.
You will let me talk.
Go ahead, Swerve.
Because every time I've tried to
Dave,
talk here,
just
I've
end the
been
recording.
interrupted.
Just end the
Okay?
recording.
No.
No.
Seriously,
Sonny
just
comes
end the
out.
recording and we'll start.
No.
Start
Sonny.
again.
Table, leave him alone. Table, leave him alone.
Because I tried to do the segment and you stopped letting me do it. Okay? And even when I was trying to do the final segment, you were all
Shut
trying
up,
to talk
Swerveface.
over me. So we're
Shut
going
up,
to do this
Swerveface.
again.
Everybody talks over everybody. Seriously, stop fucking complaining about it.
This has been going on for...
Everyone talks over everyone. I've been talked over. Rusonomics got talked over in his TNA review. I got talked over in my...
Okay, stop it, relax.
Swerveface, I'm going to be totally serious.
Okay, Swerveface,
Swerveface, I'm going to be totally serious.
Calm down.
Now. If you stop shooting during the show, we're going to have to just get rid of you altogether. And that's serious.
Well, we should get rid of you altogether then. Anyway,
Alright, then I'll go.
let's think of this like 6 degrees of Russo and we'll start the final segment again.
Okay.
No.
This will not be edited out, by the way.
This probably
will
won't
be
know.
edited out.
This is why we don't get. This is why we don't get as much reviews, and this is why we looks at us as pieces of shit that isn't funny.
I will
because-
get the MP3 and I will edit out myself if I need to. Anyway.
Okay,
segment, let's
No,
go.
you won't.
No,
Okay,
you
but
won't.
let's stop.
Tell
Let's
you
stop.
what, Swift, how about
Swerve,
you just
you
grow
know
the
me.
fuck up?
Stop.
You know, Swerveface, just for you, I'm going to make this in Movie Maker afterwards and everything, and I'm going to add the intro that has the abundance of Shut Up Swerveface.
No. Then
just
I'm
for
going to
you.
report it to
Dave,
YouTube and
Dave.
have it taken down.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Here we go.
report it to YouTube like I'm a 14-year-old Asperger's sufferer.
Okay, stop! Seriously, everybody, stop.
Yeah.
This is childish.
It is childish.
I don't know why we have
I'm
to do this
assuming
anymore,
control.
because it's really getting beyond the
Swerveface, do
joke.
your segment.
Well, I just wanted to contribute to the show.
Assuming
and
that
I-
Stop. Let's stop talking about
God.
it. Swerveface, do your segment.
It doesn't really matter now because
Feel free to
Oh,
skip.
Oh my god,
Okay.
yeah, I spent all this time bitching about not doing a
I was
segment,
trying
and then
to
I get to the
contribute
segment
to-
and I'm not gonna fucking do it.
No, I was trying to contribute to the final segment, and obviously, I tried to do it, and I was interrupted. Nobody was letting me talk, so...
Swerve, the Iron Sheik segment
We were
wasn't
all
that.
being interrupted.
No,
Oh,
this is more...
Fine,
No,
let's
this
go
is
to
more
the goodbyes. Let's go to
Is
the
this
goodbyes.
Quiet, damn it.
Quiet, damn it. Yes, Abused. Let's say goodbye after this shambles of a show. Abused. It's goodbye from Abused Decoy.
It's goodbye from Blower Mantit.
Sorry.
Well, this has been an absolute fucking shambles. God damn it, Swerveface. Stop moaning!
It's goodbye from Falcomania.
I walk this empty street on the boulevard.
Spoken dreams, did you say?
It's goodbye from Dave1307.
If a mime artist is arrested, does he have the right to remain silent?
Rusonomics, this is your return. I'm sure you're proud of the leaps and bounds we've came from the first episode.
I tell you what, it's a goodbye for a very long fucking time. I'm telling you.
I bet. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
don't
sorry
fucking
about
blame
this.
you.
Yeah, it's not our fault. It's Swerveface.
We don't usually do this. It's just Swerveface has started shooting. It's a shoot promo an episode.
It's not even shooting though.
He's
It's
finally
Crumpets
gone
are
into.
complaining.
He's finally gone into puberty. He's starting his period.
Oh god. It's goodbye from Slashed.
I love you. You love me.
Did someone say Bo?
It's goodbye from Swerve. And before you say goodbye, Swerveface, please, if you're going to shoot, save until we start the recording.
Who wins
I can
WWE Royal Rumble tonight?
Oh,
Tell
for
me,
God's
or
sake.
go fuck yourself.
There we go.
Alright, happy?
I tell you, it's going to be Bo Dallas.
Speaking of Bo, TB Bo. TB Bo.
How do you
TBO.
confuse a blind man?
Go
Give
on.
him a basketball and ask him to read it.
It's goodbye from the Vibo later. Face when all these interruptions.
That sounds dirtier than it should. The Vibo later.
Tired. And it's goodbye from Trick and A.
Wait, why are we ending so soon?
Because Face. and it's good.
That's it. Blame me for fucking everything when it's
Stop shooting. Stop shooting.
Oh, God, get the fucking
Table, say your
violins
goodbye,
out.
quick.
Right, I'm going to try, and it's goodbye from me. I leave you to this joke to hopefully lighten the mood. What's the difference between Ezekiel Jackson and Saturday Morning Slam? Zeke ain't got no cuts.
Ain't got no
Zeke ain't got no cuts.
Zeke ain't got no
Stay-
Wait.
Be
If
big,
you're gonna do
be
that,
strong.
though, then I have to do my joke.
Well, you
Why
should have
does-
done it.
Why doesn't anybody want to go to a party at Ezekiel Jackson's house?
Big
Zeke ain't got no
cups. Big Zeke ain't got no
Zeke ain't got
cups.
no
I
cups.
saw
Hey,
it coming.
stop the recording.